showing this kid president video. He has some pretty good stuff. So, all right. Yeah, I love the way he puts stuff and just like in simple form and just yeah, makes a lot of sense. And so I'm just gonna kind of go down through each of his different steps and talk about that a little bit. His first step was, or step one was, treat people like they're people. And everyone has a different perspective on life because of life experiences, the way we've been brought up, and just simply because we're all different people, and that gives us each our own individual perspective on life, and we all see the world through our own lens, and so we can learn a lot from each other because we're all looking at the world differently. But then that can also be why we or it might be hard to agree, or seems like we're always disagreeing with someone because they have a totally different perspective on life than us. And yeah, so then step two was listen. And yeah, I can't stress that enough. Like listening is so important, because when we don't take the time to listen to someone else's perspective, it becomes, or like sometimes we actually might agree, but they might have a different perspective, so what they're saying we can't connect with because we have a different perspective, but they might actually be saying this or something that we actually agree on, but we're not taking the time to listen to that. So listening is really important, and we have 2 ears and one nose for a reason. And then step three was pause, breathe, and love. And that's something cool to like stick in your toolbox and take with you wherever you go. He said, don't say anything until you can say it with love. Sometimes we just need to pause and take a deep breath, and then actually, so that we can actually have a decent conversation and like, yeah. And then step four was distract them. I don't think I'll say anything about that or add anything to that. And step five was acceptance. If we never disagree in relationships, something is probably wrong, because I think there's always something that we don't see eye to eye on something with everyone. But for healthy relationships to be sustainable, there has to be good, healthy disagreements. And being silent isn't the key, and just ignoring it and being mean and like overly vocal about it isn't the answer either. But if we can learn from each other and from each other's perspective, and learn to agree to disagree, which pretty much means expect to disagree with people. If we don't have that expectancy of like we're gonna disagree with people, even with the most agreeable person, then I don't know, I think it makes it easier. It doesn't come as a surprise when we do have a disagreement, and yeah, so have that expectancy, and yeah, because we need each other in like this whole world. If you look at the whole world as like a team, and like we all need each other on this team to as we all look for fulfillment and purpose in life. And yeah, because I don't want to know what the world would be like if it was full of Ryans, because that'd be pretty boring. And you wouldn't grow near as much either, because I mean, you don't have all the different perspectives to learn from. And because everyone here offers something different to the world and to this team here at the Fence Experts too. And we need to learn to be more awesome to each other. That's one thing he said. And step 6 was dance, but I'll spare you this morning. No, you don't want to or see. So just a few closing comments. So one thing he said was, we don't have to see eye to eye to work shoulder to shoulder. I think that's pretty cool. And I think we've done a fairly good job here too, working shoulder to shoulder without always seeing eye to eye. And so this week or next week or the next, when you're working with that disagreeable customer, just remember the pause, breathe, and love. So that's all I got. Thanks.
Good stuff.